If you are planning to write a book chapter, this is something you need to understand first. Writing a book chapter is completely different from writing a research article or even a review paper. Many students and early researchers make the mistake of treating it like a long review article, but that approach often fails. A book chapter is not just about collecting information, it is about creating a structured, meaningful, and comprehensive narrative around a topic. Let's start with the mindset. When you write a research article, your focus is very narrow. You have a specific experiment, a data set, and a clear result. When you write a review article, you summarize and compare existing studies. But when you write a book chapter, your role changes. You become a storyteller, a teacher, and a synthesizer of knowledge. Your goal is to guide the reader from basic understanding to advanced insights in a logical and engaging way. The first and most important step is understanding the scope. Every book chapter is part of a bigger book, and that book has a clear vision defined by the editors. So before you even start writing, ask yourself, what is the purpose of this chapter? What gap am I filling? How is my chapter different from others in the same book? If you don't align with the overall theme, even a well-written chapter may not be accepted. The next step is building a strong outline. This is where book chapter writing becomes powerful. Unlike research articles, you are not restricted to a fixed structure. You can design your own flow. A good strategy is to start with fundamental concepts, then move into mechanisms or processes, followed by applications, case studies, and finally future directions. Each section should naturally lead to the next. Think of it like building a story. Each part should connect and add value. Now let's talk about the most critical technique, synthesis. In a review paper, you might say, study A found this, study B found that. But in a book chapter, that is not enough. You need to connect these findings. You need to explain the bigger picture. Why are these results important? How do they relate to each other? Can you build a conceptual framework from them? This is what makes a book chapter impactful. You are not just reporting knowledge, you are shaping it. Another important difference is depth and explanation. A research article is often technical and focused, sometimes difficult for a broader audience to understand. A book chapter, on the other hand, should be more explanatory and more comprehensive in scope. You can include background theory, conceptual models, diagrams, and even practical implications. Your writing should still be scientific, but also accessible. The reader should feel guided, not overwhelmed. Also, think about originality in a different way. In research papers, originality comes from new data. In book chapters, originality often comes from new perspectives. Maybe you integrate ideas from different disciplines. Maybe you propose a new framework. Or maybe you identify future research directions that others have not highlighted clearly. That intellectual contribution is extremely valuable. Collaboration is another key aspect. Most book chapters involve multiple authors, so you need clear communication. Who is writing which section, who is responsible for figures, who will do the final editing. At the same time, always respect the editor's guidelines, formatting, referencing style, word limits. These may seem minor, but they are very important for acceptance. Finally, always ask yourself one question before submitting. Does my chapter add value? If a reader finishes your chapter, what will they gain? A new understanding, a clearer framework, a practical application? If the answer is yes, then your chapter is strong. So remember, writing a book chapter is not about writing more, it's about writing better. It's about clarity, structure, synthesis, and contribution. If you can master these elements, you can produce a high-impact chapter that stands out in any book series. And if you want help in developing your chapter, structuring your ideas, or even promoting your published work through engaging videos, feel free to reach out. Let's make your research more visible and impactful.